Chapter 10, Queen versus Rook. The queen is of course much stronger than the rook on an open board. You can try to dominate the rook. Always the major strategy of the superior piece, as we have already seen in the fight of the rook against one minor piece. And of course Zugzwang, the sharp endgame weapon Zugzwang, will be seen very often. The main chance of the rook lies of course in establishing a fortress. The pawnless endgame queen versus rook is almost always lost. And it's always lost unless the rook can win the queen immediately or can give perpetual check or it's force immediate stalemate. Otherwise, the queen always wins. And we shall see how or in which stages soon. So the main strategy of the rook is to establish a fortress. The rook needs a pawn so that it has anchor squares and is defended and can move, so it will never fall in Zugzwang and is protected by a pawn. We will see this major strategy of the rook also in many examples. But now let's start with a pawnless endgame and the stages how to win. So how to break the third rank defense, the second rank defense, and finally Philidor's possession. So I begin at the end with Philidor's famous winning position. It's a second rank defense when the defending king has been forced near a corner or in the corner. Okay, and the technique will of course be Zugzwang. First, Queen e5 check or Queen d5 are both good, but I want to warn you, this would be a big mistake, but often seen in practice. This constellation is very bad due to this stalemate trick. And now White has lost many moves. So this is Queen a6 is a very bad move. If you do this too often, you will draw by the 50 move rule. Okay, so White just wins by transferring the move to black. Queen e5 check. Now of course the rook cannot interpose because of this mate. We will see this motive more often now. So the king must move, and White has transferred the move to black, and black is in Zugzwang. The rook must leave the king, and then the rook will be lost by a series of checks, or White will make sure that the rook will never come back safely. Okay, now the rook has many tries. Okay, rook c7 is not possible, d7 also, then the king cannot move. As after king c8, the rook is lost immediately. So the rook must move. Yeah, rook e7 loses. Yeah, queen d8 check or queen b4 check. Rook f7 loses. Check. Okay, king here, then again always the same mode. If the rook cannot go to a7 again, it's always the same. The same old story. And king b8, then the queen just picks up the rook. Okay, and king c8 doesn't help. Now the black rook cannot come back, and black has no stalemate trick. So now this constellation is possible, and it's game over. Okay, so this was also not possible. So rook g7. Rook g7 loses, of course, immediately. So rook h7 is the last move on the 7th rank. Then check. Yeah, check, and the rook cannot go to a7 due to queen h8 mate, of course. And otherwise, the rook is just lost. Okay, so on the 7th rank, there are no moves. And on the b file, b3 would be the first move. Then again, check. Yeah, king must go to the a file, check, and it's game over. Check, rook must go to b8, and now the same motive mirrored. Okay. So b2, b2 loses of course immediately. Both pieces are now in dark squares, and so can be picked up diagonally. So rook b1 is the only remaining try, maybe the most tenacious defense, but doesn't help. Check, check. King 8 is check. Okay, if the rook goes to b8, then it's again the same mate, the same old story. And here the rook is just lost, and it's game over. So this was Philly Due's famous winning position. The end of the second rank defense. And remember this position, and that the technique is transferring the move to black. And then black is in Zugzwang, and the rook must leave its king alone, or the other way around. And then the rook will be picked up by a series of checks.